Welcome to 3315 Draper.
This house was built in the late 40s, early 50s. We ended up taking it down to the foundation, and now we're at 2750 square feet. Beautiful redesign. So I remember pulling up to this house, a wholesaler was selling it. They do their auction style method of trying to sell houses. I hate this kind of situation, so I just came to look at the house because we do a lot of houses here. And it was fully gutted, there's holes in this floor, no window headers. I think about 4 or 5 months later, an investor friend of mine had bought it and they were just looking to offload it. It's always the same kind of thing if we're buying it from another flipper and it's like the project was just too big. Perfect timing because we've got everything else going in here, still love the neighborhood, so we said yes, let's do it. That's when the problem started to happen, I guess. So we knew that the windows didn't have headers, which really means we can't save the wall framing. We weren't planning to, and then we learned even more floor joists, if they're not perfect, let's get rid of them, right? So we were able to do all of that, but taking up the floor joists, getting rid of the sill plate, you would see that the blocks weren't filled either. So we had
I remember they were falling over on the far side of the house with the extension and then blending stuff. It just became a pretty wild thing.
So got all that fixed. Never in the budget for that, by the way, for that much at least. At that point, it's probably just a good idea to tear down the house. Just didn't have the right type of loan to do that, or the budget at the end of the day. Yeah, I just did the work, paid the extra money to do it, but then, started framing.
And we just completed framing yesterday.
This was a really cool house. It wasn't condemned, but it virtually was. Can't call it a new house for all the, I guess, MLS rules that they have, but in my books, new construction, but it's not. Framing, I thought went pretty fast, kind of utilized a truss built roof, so you can kind of frame those faster, right? As long as we get the trusses show up on time.
It's probably the fastest crew out of the crews that we use for it too, but we ran into an issue.
Okay, I'll talk about it. Yeah, we were like walking in and it was just I don't even think they started the ceiling joist yet, so It was pretty early in the process, which was good for everybody. We missed something in the plans. Our architect put the dimension in there, just missed it. They put it in as like a 211 or 2.8, something like that, wide staircase. I think 3 feet is acceptable for a lot of houses. For us, me particularly, I don't like narrow stairways. So we needed to figure out how to buy another, 6 inches to a foot.
Times 2,
yeah. Yeah, times 2, right.
So, and these are pre-changes. We're gonna do these in the next couple days. But when you walk in here, this will actually be framed in. And what we'll have is a vanity on this side, then the toilet, and the shower right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk through what could be a study or a bedroom, depends on how you look at it. And I'm going actually through what was a dual entry to the downstairs bathroom. What the framing change did was it allowed us to come here in what was a wall and what will be an extremely large storage area. We'll remove this and you're gonna push out to the outside framing and maximize the space in this room. So you get back the big space and you get the insane amount of storage. And it all worked out in the end. So it was kudos to the team for kind of collaborating on that one.
All right, guys, welcome inside. One of my favorite features of this house is the front door, and it's because it's a little bit more unique in the way the glass is shaped. It is actually very similar to the one we have at Zion, but we were able to find this at Lowe's. We thought it looked really good, and it fits this house very well. And then on the right and left, you've got a formal dining room and then an office space. So come on in. We took over a lot of the space underneath the stairs, and then it actually goes pretty deep as well, so you can stack things. It's a really cool feature of the house that I think when we build a lot of houses these days, we don't really think about storage. The dining room, we kept the opening wide and high. You can keep it as spacious feeling as possible. Behind me is a little bench area that Karina had built in for us. Basically, it's just a little relaxing area. It just gives a little bit more accent to, again, what is just a plain kind of looking room. This gold chandelier kind of helps with that accenting as well. You'll see bits of gold everywhere through this house. It kind of starts here and also with the foyer entry light. Also off the foyer is the downstairs bathroom. Like most of our bathrooms downstairs, we try to make them full bathrooms. This room is super cool. We've got some golds going on. My favorite part is this green tile. I think green and gold go very well. Trina picked out this. I wish I knew the names of these, but she picked out this really cool green tile that plays amazingly well with the gold.
All right, pushing through our foyer, you come to the open floor plan here. This island is actually kind of a mini version of what we did in Lombardi. We saw what we did there, we knew we were gonna use it again, and we just love it. Got a little bit of detail here, tuck these in nice underneath. By having the support here, it allows us for a little bit more of an overhang. We've got a nice view of the backyard, and then coming over here to our range hood, kind of a different style here. We had a lot of fun with this one. Probably gonna do this again in the future. It's just gotta fit the right house. Also have a pot filler. That seems to be a trend and a hit with people. Good space here throughout as far as hosting goes. Room for 24 people to sit comfortably. Talking about having people over, we've got a nice bar here built in, and it's got a pass through all the way to the dining room, the formal dining room. So you got your butler's pantry right here off the kitchen with your wine fridge, microwave, and everything you need. So right off the kitchen, the way they staged this was to have another dining table here. It's not the primary dining room for the house, but it actually ended up working out really well. Another thing here, we went with the 9-foot ceilings, we went with the window height at about 8 feet on the top. And at first during the construction process, we had this down at a lower height slider. And it just seemed a little off, and we wanted to kind of show off the backyard. So we went and made the modification to the header and changed this to having the full 8-foot door on here, which is very nice.
Matching the slider height, the header height to the window header height, it requires, I guess, pseudo custom sizing of the patio doors. You can't get an 8-foot tall patio door from like Lowe's or Home Depot. It just makes it look all seamless to me. And I've probably said that in another video, I don't know. It's the first thing I notice, and I look and just do all the header heights match. Like,
as typical with a lot of our builds, we did the flush floor vents here, which are a nice touch because they match perfectly with the flooring. And this would be our 5th time doing this fireplace here. We're getting used to doing it. We know how to build it pretty well. Got our mantle, and I just love the way this ended up being staged. It looks very nice.
with the staircase, really I wanted to show you how these spindles look. They complement the space very well, and you might remember them from our Zion house. Click above if you don't. We really like it. It fits in their transitional houses very well. Custom stained handrails. They were actually sanded and stained by Tony. They look great. As you can tell, we have a lot of variation in the floors. I like that we stay on the light side. Speaking of variation, I think you'll see the variation in the floors of the treads, and that's because we actually have these custom made for us out of the same flooring that you see here. You may notice this in other houses. They use just the standard oak treads, never matches. We don't have that here. But let's go check out upstairs. As we're coming upstairs, we come up to kind of a landing, got a bedroom on one side, but behind me, I just really wanted to point out Karina's light fixture that she picked out for this house. It's big as usual, really covers in the landing. We like to set them in the window. From the outside, you kind of see it, but you don't get to see inside the house. On the other side, we have Tony, who's going to tell you about the master.
So I'm here in the very spacious master, staged beautifully, and they have room for chairs, additional space right here. We have 5 windows in here. A little bit rare in a master bedroom to have 5 windows, and it's located at the back of the house, so away from the street, a little bit quieter here, and a nice view of the backyard. Coming this way is the master bath. We had to figure out how to best make this work. We went through multiple different versions of it. And what we ended up choosing was, your typical 72-inch double vanity, having the sinks separate for his and hers. We ended up doing a corner shower like a previous project that they had done with Palm. So we're bringing in a couple elements from there, which is the way that the glass meets like this. It gives you a nice view of the shower. And also this hexagonal features, faucets there. Ended up getting a lot out of this, so we probably take this design into future houses. Plenty of storage for shirts, dresses, so we have 2 large spaces, extra long so you can hang larger stuff. And just like in Chippendale, we actually were able to take a door straight from the master bath to the closet and then right into the nice laundry. This one also has a door from this side, so you really get access from all bedrooms very quickly. And we got nice uppers in here. Try to maximize space, put in also a base on the right-hand side. So it works out really well.
We are in the first of 2 guest bedrooms. These closets are actually really large for a guest bedroom, at least what we're usually doing, and for the size house in this neighborhood. The rooms themselves are also quite large. We did something a little special here. We did this cool little ceiling details that kind of take the framing of the roof and then put some LEDs there and then shaped it in with a bench. A nice little reading area or something like that. Just a small little detail that you just don't see in a secondary bedroom. Another cool feature about this house is the Jack and Jill bathroom. It actually functions like a separate bathroom for each person that may be living in there. Right wall here that is just sinks, huge. I think it's like 94 inches, so we're able to get like large sink bases, double stack the drawers. Kids should not fight about whose side is whose. Like, you've got all this space here. But also very important when it comes to Jack and Jill's is you keep your toilet and your shower in a separate room that has a door on it, so you can take a shower in privacy while someone's brushing their teeth. Obviously, with it being a Jack and Jill, you have another bedroom that's connected to it. This bedroom has an equal size closet space. Again, we've got our custom built-ins, Karina designs all those, and then we just kind of execute on building them. As far as the room size of this goes, you can see it is just as spacious as the other room. The secondaries, in my opinion, are just as nice as the master for that reason.
All right, I'm here on the back deck. It's a really nice deck. We had a new deck builder do this for us, and he does nice things like miter the corners, kind of picture frame it. It matches the front, which is very nice. New fence all around as usual. This one just needed a lot of lot cleanup. It's a nice big backyard, and as soon as these trees come full bloom, it makes for a really, really great backyard. All right, some fun things about this exterior. We were gonna do painted brick, different color entirely, and I think what turned out to be one of my favorite color combinations with the live brick, kind of making a comeback, and too many people are painting them all white.
Yeah, it is deceptively green. Like in certain lights, you see like a darker kind of dark gray, maybe even black, and then you have the green maybe that you can see now.
Pewter green.
Pewter green.
Officially.
Yes, whatever I said in the other takes.
Sherwin-Williams, pewter green.
Yeah.
Confirmed on that. Tricorn black on the soffit fascia.
Stands out in a good way for the neighborhood. You're not seeing just white houses. Maybe we do a lot of white houses too, so there's a nice welcome change, like you said. Yeah. The owners that have already bought the house, they chose to have the railing there. We actually didn't. I kind of like it with the railing, I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I think I was being, Jamal about it and being cheap and not wanting to put it up. I think it does finish the look out, so.
It's a great front elevation. Thanks for taking the tour with us. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe.
And hit that like button. Also, go over to Instagram, follow @QC Flippers, hit a bunch of likes there, follow us, and we'll definitely catch you on the next one.